Since its beginning, media has been a one-way street, with all of the traffic coming at us in flashing graphics and images, like some fire hose of information from which whole generations drank daily. And then came the internet, allowing the audience to interact with the content they view, or even to produce their own. And in this ever-stepping manner of creation, we find ourselves on a new path, a place where you, the viewer, can determine the direction of our travel, a place we call Random Acts of Awareness. Random as our lives, random as these days, random as the waves of awareness flowing through us daily. We're more than our thoughts, more than the sum of our feelings compressed on paper or even expressed to another, more than our perceptions. More than what we think. To know this is awareness. For Random Acts of Awareness.
Hello everybody, I'm Gregory, author of Way of the Weirdo. Today is the first episode of Random Acts of Awareness, and it's all in that one word, awareness. That's the topic for today. What does it mean to be aware? Well, it just depends on who's asking the question, really. Because when we have awareness, we have three states of awareness. We have the average state of awareness, which is the mundane state of awareness. We have a heightened state of awareness, which is more aware of certain things. And then we have an ultimate state of awareness, where these two states of awareness are born. Now let's get into the average state of awareness. What is the average mundane state of awareness? Okay, that awareness is the awareness that is bought from TV, borrowed from television, the radio, or from whoever's telling them what to believe. Now this state of awareness is very diluted, it's very watered down. There's not much inquiry into what is happening in the world, what is the nature of our own existence. It is just what it is. Whatever TV says, we believe. Born from this is a heightened state of awareness. Now, a heightened state of awareness is people who look a little bit more deeply into things. They question the norm. They don't just obey. They don't just say, They don't repeat things, what people say. They like to look a little deeper.
My name is Stephen Hairfield, and it's an absolute pleasure to me to be able to speak with you in unison with others on the idea of awareness. There's a lot to awareness, and that's something that we humans tend to not utilize to the extent that we could. Um, Awareness is probably one of the greatest gifts that we have. And in fact, if anyone is seeking the idea of consciousness, it's all about awareness. And when I'm talking about awareness, yeah, it's somewhat about the external world. But to myself, as I was taught in the monasteries in the Far East, it's more about who we are inside and being aware of those things. I'd like to ask you several questions. Are you aware of what you're thinking and why without any analysis to it? Are you aware of what you're feeling without any analysis to it? Are you aware of everything going on around you? Are you simply aware?
What is awareness? Listening, noticing, feeling, sensing the insects all around you, crawling up your leg, even into your pants, and not being fazed by it. Hearing the wildlife. Noticing the perfection in everything and in everyone. Feeling it's all you. Pure consciousness it's a place where questions and answers emerge at the same moment and disappear. It's that place where the question arises and disappears into the answer. It's knowing, connecting. Awareness is the heartbeat of this planet. It exists without you. It unfolds without you. It's constantly communicating with you through everything, reminding you that you are everything and that everything is you. It's something that deep inside the heart is always known. It's that silent reason to smile. And then there is no reason. It's something that reminds you of the essence of being. It's something you rediscover as you peel everything else away. Everything that you're not. It's something that's always there, expanding through you, for it is you. It's in the multisensory experience that you're having right now. It's that reminder of what presence feels like, beyond words.
Let's talk about the in-depthness that we can utilize awareness. We can use it from everything from what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're doing, the people around us, the issues going on around us. But more importantly, that awareness extends to the internal side of the human. Awareness is actually an unlimited attribute to every single human. Are you aware that you're intuitive? Every single human alive is. We have that ability. If we look at the natural world, it's seemingly all animals know when an earthquake is coming. They know what the weather is going to be like many months in advance. Look at the squirrels as they collect their supplies for the winter. You too can have that level of awareness if you just simply use it. We all can extend our awareness to an infinite ability if one simply so chooses to do so. Awareness is natural to the human being as breathing or as eating or as even sleeping. It's just an attribute to us that most of us, humorously speaking, are unaware of.
Now we can look into current affairs in our world to see how the heightened state of awareness operates. Now we have the earth changes. at the moment. We have the tsunami in Japan, we have the earthquakes in New Zealand, and obviously the floods in Australia, and also the innumerable amounts of earthquakes we've had in the last few years, plus the floods in Pakistan. Now, the average state of awareness just believes this is the way it is. The earth just does these things. Now, the heightened state of awareness understands things a little bit more deeply. Firstly, they understand that the earth is an organism just like you're an organism. Now, from this state, they understand that if you take, and take, there has to be some reaction. Now, that is what is happening at the moment. I can't take so much blood from your body before you hit me in the face. Now, that's a heightened state of awareness. Also, on the Earth catastrophes at the moment, people may think that that's the way it is, but we have galactic cycles that are coming to a close. This is a heightened state of awareness. Also, with the Earth catastrophes, we have military technology, such as HAARP, which is a weather modification device. This is a heightened state of awareness. Now, also from this heightened state of awareness, we can look into such events as Libya at the moment, with Colonel Gaddafi. Now, the mundane's view is that he's a bad guy, he's killing all his people. The television told me so, and Obama said so. Okay. The heightened state of awareness look a little bit more deeply into these matters. They look at Gaddafi's 42 years in power and what he has done for the people to get them out of poverty and so forth, bringing them water from the Sahara. And what you have now is you have Western forces coming in to save the Libyan people, but to save the Libyan people, the first thing they chose to save them by was bombing a hospital. Now, this is a heightened state of awareness. If they were peaceful people, why would you bomb a hospital? Okay, this can stretch out as far as you want. You can look into Israel and the situation in Lebanon and Palestine, which basically Lebanon and Palestine are being bombed every day. You can look into this. It's what's called a heightened state of awareness.
Awareness, what is it? Is it knowing the correct biblical scripture for any given situation in life? Is it knowing the answers to Zen koans and clever little riddles? Is it a random song playing on the radio in a language you don't understand? Is it this moment surrounding us at all times, feeling it, breathing it in, knowing that it's ever passing, and being consciously aware enough to interact with it? That's awareness. Knowing that you're response able to choose your own response. This is a scientific measure of how alive something is. Awareness is a gauge of your response ability, especially on a soul level. I'm not just talking about the body. I mean, on a soul level, it's your soul's consciousness of how to respond. These are random acts of awareness.
Awareness. What is awareness? Many people sense what something is by identifying what it's not. If you feel unfulfilled, resistant, dissatisfied, then what are you disallowing? There's always something underlying those emotions, isn't there? There's something that's drawing your attention to it without using any words. Awareness is noticing how you think and feel and choosing to deactivate those thoughts, choosing to sense what exists underneath the feelings? Who is the perceiver? Who is being perceived? Can you answer those questions? When you say you're listening, are you really listening? Do you really hear yourself? Or do you hear beyond that? Beyond identification? Beyond description? How is raising awareness about where you are, what you're doing or not doing, how is all of that serving you? You begin to sense that there are certain thoughts and feelings that you outgrow. After a while, you talk less. You listen more. You notice subtle nuances that passed by you before this moment. You begin to realize there is only this moment. Awareness knows this moment. It's inviting you, beckoning you back to just be.
The interesting thing about awareness is already shared with you. It's an infinite attribute that we all have and that we all carry around. You can be aware of the natural world long before anything happens, just like Mother Nature or the animal kingdom, so to speak, because it's an attribute that is there. Awareness is so important to us that I personally would rather go along with my perceptive awareness than I would my logical mind, because it shows me much more about myself.
Awareness. As you look around you right now, what do you notice? Are you using your senses? All of them, some of them? Do you realize that you limit yourself to particular senses? Are you ready to move beyond what you're doing, to allow new ways of seeing and feeling and experiencing, and then reach a place where self doesn't exist, where experience doesn't exist, where all there is energy, matter.
Now, beyond the heightened state of awareness is the ultimate state of awareness. Now, that is usually born when someone goes to a heightened state of awareness and go beyond just the external. They like to inquire who they truly are within, to be aware of who they are. Not just aware of the external world, but actually to aware of what's going on in here and in here. So from this state is called the ultimate state of awareness. Now, with the heightened state and the average state of awareness, these are bubbles of the ultimate state of awareness. The ultimate state of awareness is the first-born child of consciousness. What do I mean by that? Now, we are consciousness, but to be conscious is the awareness is the first fluctuation of the consciousness. So it is like to be aware without any thought or the mind to interrupt at all. So we look around here now. We have a beautiful lake, trees, the sound of the birds, the grass. Just aware, no thoughts to interrupt, no thoughts to separate, just an awareness to be here in nature as one. This is the ultimate state of awareness. Now, with the mental states of awareness, which are the average state and the heightened state, you will constantly get friction. There will always be disagreement because you have one's awareness versus somebody else's awareness, which in truth, which one's awareness is the truth? It's hard to say because the ultimate state of awareness is the only truth. The other two are only mental states of awareness. That's why there will always be friction. That's why there will always be war. But it doesn't have to be like that. If we were to live from the ultimate state of awareness, you wouldn't be controlled by any conceptual thought in your mind. Because those two other states are born in the mind, and the mind is not the foundational state of consciousness. It comes after awareness and presence, because the mind is after the presence of your being, and then intellect, ego, thoughts, and so forth are born.
Awareness is not about the people that you find yourself with. It's about who you are with those people that you find yourself with. Most people don't realize that they act differently around different people, such as, examples, we act one way when we're around our family. We act another way when we're around our loved ones. We act another way when we're around our business associates. We act another way when we're around strangers. How could any human being ever identify themselves without having to change who they are? We simply cannot. It's the level of awareness that we have in our acts and actions when we're with people. You see, when it comes to awareness, it's never about really others. It's always about you. Any person that's ever going to locate the idea of enlightenment or consciousness, the largest key to that is self-awareness. And to be able to do that, one simply just becomes cognizant in the present moment about that awareness. What's it telling you? What's it showing you? That sense system that we have is absolutely phenomenal and defies all analytical and logic thought. But it's not of any value until we learn to trust it.
How often do you feel the impulse to swat a fly? How often do you feel compelled to just watch all the creatures around you and realize that they are you and you are them? Everything is a mirror. You choose to see some things and pinch yourself off from a sense of knowing others. And as you open your heart, you not only reconnect with the heartbeat of the earth, but infinite, vast, inner knowing. That journey never ends.
When we learn to use our awareness, we can sense a multiplicity of things. In fact, are you aware that you can sense the universe? Are you aware that you can sense the weather? Are you aware that you can take that level of sensitivity in that awareness to any depths and any highs that you so choose? That level of awareness is probably the greatest attribute that we have. There's more to life than just the physical attributes of life. There's more to life than just a body and materiality. And those of you that are steeped in simply the physical body and material reality, your levels of awareness are extremely dulled. You see, awareness we can utilize in absolutely anything that we do. Here's something simple. Take the idea of a baseball game. A good batter is aware of the speed of the ball, keeping in mind it's going to be around 100 miles an hour coming from the pitcher's mound right at him. He's aware of whether it's a curveball, where it's going to be, and where he has to have that round bat to return that ball. The same is true in tennis. And the more aware a person is in the field of athletics, as an example, the greater of an athlete they are. The more aware we are in life with our personal selves and everything going on around us, the same would simply apply. So the greater that you can hone your levels of awareness, then the greater human being that you're actually going to become. Why? Because you're using that sense that we all have, and once more, that very few people actually use to the extent that they can.
Awareness is feeling your way to what matters and letting go of what doesn't. Knowing the witness within is always present, watching. It knows how you think and feel, and yet exists beyond that. It invites you to gain something from everything you allow yourself to experience. It invites you to take everything in beyond words.
So, can you live from that ultimate state of awareness? And the truth is yes, because that's actually your true nature. And that to me is what awareness really is. Even though to live from a heightened state of awareness is a good thing to keep yourself in physical and in spiritual growth. Because you know what, you are not going to drink fluoridated water. You are not going to eat genetically modified food. It can put you in a situation where you'll be able to grow unfettered. But the ultimate state of awareness is the actual truth, because that comes back to who we are within, and that is only consciousness. So the question for me is, can you live from that state? And it is yes. So if we want our answers in the world, if we want our questions in the world to be answered truthfully, then we need to live from that ultimate state of awareness, not a mental state. I'm Jason Gregory, author of Way of the Widow. Thank you.
You are the trees, the sun, the moon, the stars. You're everything that you can perceive and far more. You're a galaxy, universes, creating, expanding, and the awareness of all of that and more. When it gets down to it, you're just the energy, the matter that has this unending fluid movement. You're in this dimension, you're in other dimensions, you're everywhere. A piece of you is watching this. And there are many pieces of you elsewhere, all expanding into more. What is awareness? On some level, it's everything you want it to mean. You're a sacred and divine creature. Nothing and everything. It's all a mirror.
What's the best way to hone your awareness? Simply by practicing awareness in all things and in the present moment. When you live in the present, this moment right now, the sense system is at its heightened, most acute state that it could ever be in. But because we're looking into the future, how can you be aware of the future until it arrives? Only in the sense of Mother Nature or the natural environment could you really do that. But in material reality, that becomes extremely difficult to do when you're living in the future. Why? Because you're missing the present. And that's where the sense system operates at the optimum. In the present moment that you have, be present, always where your body is. I love to cook. And I have some extremely sharp knives. And I'm very aware of where my fingers are, what that knife blade is doing, and what the item I'm cutting up is doing, all at the same moment. And I can honestly say that in my life, after being a monk, I've probably only cut my finger maybe once that I can recall. Why? Because I'm simply using focused awareness in all moments and in everything that I'm doing. I'd like to thank Chad for the opportunity of being a part of this project, and I look forward to helping people become more aware in their own lives. Become aware of you, who you are, and use that sense system in every way that you can to bring forth the greatest part of the human being. The divine side of us uses that awareness. Sharpen it by paying attention and focusing upon yourself, not in a selfish sense, not in an ego-based sense. That'll never help your awareness whatsoever. Thank you. My name is Stephen Hairfield, Dr. Stephen Hairfield, also known as an American monk. Thank you.
Notice what captures your attention. Notice what you choose to invite into your scope of awareness. Do these things truly matter? Or are you in the process of letting them go? Awareness invites you to do what feels right. It exists as it is. You are who you are. Be that. Pure joy is all you are. Feel it. Awareness is looking into the eyes of another and only seeing yourself, only seeing the best in that person, that being, that thing. It's recognizing perfection that is you.
Random Acts of Awareness is more than something to watch. And we ask you to get involved and help making this what you want to see. So what will next week's episode be? You decide. Leave your suggestions as a comment or tweet me at ICPChat. I'm Chad Lilly, and this has been a Random Act of Awareness. Thanks for watching.